Superspeedway is the largest drafting track on the NBCS schedule. 2 3/4 of a mile long. She's big, she's bad, and oh boy is she a pain for drivers, but a hit with race fans. Hi, hello, and good afternoon, race fans. It's a hot June afternoon in Smyrna, Tennessee, as we're here for today's coverage of the NR2003 Mission BBQ Cup Series race, the Cracker Barrel Volunteer 500. Once again, welcome everybody to today's Intercast on the North American Sim Racing Network. I'm Trey Wright, and today is our third Superspeedway race of the season here at DR, a beautiful and bad fast facility right smack dab in the middle of the Volunteer State, the second race of our Tennessee Twosome here this week. We couldn't ask here for better weather. It is a bit hot for the first weekend in June as we make our way towards the summertime here in the States, but again, we could not ask for a better day to go racing for 500 miles. Logan Alexander has found plenty of success here in Smyrna. The two-time winner of this race also won last week over in Nashville. For the FedEx 400 at the Nashville Superspeedway, Alex Lozano remains atop the points pylon with a 72-point gap over Esteban Lasser. Brandon Wilmington is back in the top 5 in points for the first time since March. Alexander Rowe continues his hot streak and is in 4th. And a big points day for Riley Sampson in Nashville puts the 24 car back inside the top 5. So take a look at the rest of the top 12 in points. Bruno Diacomo was able to stop the bleeding with an 8th place run last week to finally put that 79 car back inside the top 10 for the first time in about a fortnight. And Daniel Bouchard and Logan Alexander now hold the 2 wildcard spots going into Diamond Ridge this afternoon. And now that we're halfway through the regular season, we'll take a look at the other point standings here, starting with the owner standings. Stealth Motorsports leads Chevy Power Racing by 2 points coming into this afternoon's race. Otter Island Motorsports trails by 6. Brook Boys Garage and Pacific Racing complete the top 5 for the owner's point standings, and peeking at the Rookie of the Year points as well. No surprise to see the 64 machine of Esteban Lasser leading over Alexander Rowe and Bruno Diacomo. The drivers of the 84 and 79 machines both trail by 3 points. They're both tied for second at 107. Diamond Ridge made its debut on the NBCS schedule back in 2021 and has seen some wild racing over the last few years. The 2 closest finishes in NBCS history have both come here. Juan Rodriguez beating out Owen Miles by 23 1/1000ths of a second in 2022, and Logan Alexander beating Danny Fallington by that same margin 1 year ago. And this year, the racing will get even closer with the new Speedway physics package on these machines, making it tougher for the drivers, a headache for the spotters, but oh boy, is it going to be a blast for the race fans. You race this track like you would any other super speedway, and that's by working the draft. Much like what the other drafting tracks we see here on the schedule, that inside lane is going to be the dominant line. We're going to see a lot of cycling here this afternoon, and being able to time your runs to the front will be the difference between a good and bad points day and getting the win. But of course, you need to avoid the big one, and like we've seen here in years past, multiple big ones can occur here at Diamond Ridge. Like we saw in the 600 2 weeks ago, it is a race of attrition, it is a race of survival, and it's a race to the octane checkered flag here this afternoon. But that is 500 miles away, and it's time to get on the go here this afternoon. Let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports to fire the engines for the Cracker Barrel Volunteer 500.
Drivers, start your engines!
42 cars come to life here on the pit lane at Diamond Ridge, and we're all ready for 500 miles of super speedway action. Here this afternoon, the 2 men who started first and finished first 2 weeks ago at the Charlotte Motor Speedway sit on the front row for today's race. Caleb Rose gets his second pole of the 2025 season, and Bradley Ream looks for his second win of 2025 to put himself back in chase contention. Those 2 drivers make up row number 1. Row 2, we see Corey Case and Mitchell Collins to make up row numero dos. Collins has 1 drafting win in his career at Armory Digital last August, and it's another top 5 start for Corey Case in these last few weeks. And row number 3, Alexander Rowe and Esteban Lasser populate the 3rd row. Rowe looks to keep his hot streak alive starting in 5th this afternoon. Esteban Lasser looks to take the points lead away. He starts in position number 6. As the field rolls off here, going into the steepest part of the course, turn number 3, and take a look at the track. It truly puts the diamond in Diamond Ridge. It's a 5-turn facility with quite a few straightaways here. Each corner is banked differently here at DR. Turn 1 banked at 14 degrees. Turn number 2 banked at 28. Turn number 3, the flattest of the 5, banked at only 9 degrees. Turn 4 banked at 20. And turn number 5 banked slightly more than turn 4 at 22 degrees. As the field goes down the back straightaway through the turn 3 dogleg. Packed crowd here in Smyrna, Tennessee. It's going to be a 46-lap race here this afternoon, with the stages concluding at laps 15 and 30. Dodge Challenger pace car dives onto the pit lane. Juan Rodriguez and Logan Alexander have won this previous couple of races here. Logan Alexander has won this race twice in car number 58 back in 2021 and in 2024. Last year, he starts deep in the field in position number 27. Like we said, the pace car is in the pit area. Cable of Rose's last win came on a super speedway last September in Ricky. The Harlan, Kentucky native looks to lead the field through turn 5 to the green flag here today. Fans coming to their feet. They have migrated from Nashville to Smyrna here this afternoon to watch 42 NBCS cars take to the track. Rose leads the field to the race's restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We are underway at Diamond Ridge. Corey Case will come around to lead lap number 1 here this afternoon. They're already flying by like the western wind here. Case will lead. Here comes Alexander Rowe down to the low side in car number 84. Braden Perez hot on his heels right there with that 92. They go down the back straightaway here for the second time today. Double file throughout the entirety of this field. Rogel Dorn back in there, looking to make it 3 wide. We're 3 wide at the front. Corey Case getting shuffled in the middle. Now be Braden Perez shuffled out of line in that 92. 3 wide midway through the field once again as Logan Alexander looks to punch his way to the front in that 58. They're threatening to go 4 wide already here, and they are not really that shy about going 3 and 4 wide early on here in the contest. As Alexander Rowe looking for another strong run in that 84 car. He'll go to the lead for now. Ryan Durrani hot on his heels. Pair of Fords to the front of this field. 4 Fords in line here to make up the top 5 of the group right now. As everybody was able to get off the starting line, they're within 2 seconds of one another, and that gap by the time these guys are the most deeply bunched up, will fall down to about a second and a half. Right now, they're all within 2 seconds of one another. Here comes Ryan Durrani looking for the race lead. A little bit of help from Matt Wolf right behind. Wolf will stay on the outside now. Zachary Fitzwater jumps on the opportunity, looking to put blue ovals, 1, 2, 3, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, as Rogel Dorn looking to go up there in the 27 car. 4 Fords, all from different organizations, going to the race lead. Alexander Rowe will get put on the boondocks there on the backside in that 84 machine. Fitzy looking for his second win of the season, won Chicagoland a couple of weeks ago. Same thing for Rogel Dorn, your Vancouver winner from about 2 months' time. Caleb Rose, your pole sitter, posted up high on the outside lane. 3 wide, maybe 4 wide back in there. 3 wide for the race lead. Zachary Fitzwater gets put in the middle, files it back down to the outside lane. Double file up front. Field continuing to crawl here at Diamond Ridge, and a couple of really good views here from the safer barrier wall cameras, and we've added safer barriers here at Diamond Ridge to make the facility just a little bit more safer here with these guys flying around and taking the restrictor plates off. These guys are flying around here like the western wind. 208 miles an hour, the average speed that last time by. Rogel Dorn right into the front of this field, going about 220 right now in that 27 car. They're able to race big and they wreck big as well, and just a little squirrely out of the corner there was Gutierrez all the way in the back. 3 by 3 wide. Everybody wants to get to the front end of this field here. We're 5 laps into the race. Dorn caught in the middle there. That's the last place any race car driver wants to be on a super speedway. Eric Monaco looks to shut the door on Crown Jr. Here comes Roberto down to the low side. A pair of bow ties fighting for the top spot. Elijah Gordon in that number 47 car will make it 3 abreast. A menage a trois for the top spot. Brennan Wilmington right behind him. It's the MHE guys. Right now in a line along with Brennan Wilmington, the Lone Pacific Racing car right now at the front end of this field. Braden Perez stuck in the middle there, that neon black and neon green. Hulu number 92 in the middle there, fighting for about 20th, I'd gauge, and Caleb Rose in the Tide Ride, still on the outside lane in that 32. 3 wide, the entire field deep here, and this is the point where things could absolutely go sideways. They can comfortably run 3 wide, but when they go 4 wide is when things start to get a little sketchy. 5 wide, forget about it, they're junk in the field. John Andrews takes the top spot away, and like we said in the pre-race show, that inside lane is about as dominant as it's going to be here. Cole Sampson making moves up to the front of the field. Same thing with Fogelman in the 3 machine. There's a thing of beauty right here. 3 by 3 wide, going through corner number 5. You listen, everybody. Listen to that flyby. Going underneath of the start-finish line here. Fogelman trying to take 3rd away from Cole Sampson. Toyota, Chevy, Dodge, your top 5, and that will definitely change the next time they fly by here. On the back straightaway, once more here at Diamond Ridge. Again, this is a race to the end here. Bradley Ream, who started on the outside pole in that 2 machine, has made his way back to the front end of this field. So that's about where we are cycle-wise. Everybody that started on the outside lane, up at the front is an aggressive block there from Ream on Bouchard. Everybody is going to be able to move up here about 8 laps, so I'll gauge the whole cycle would be about maybe 15 laps. Then we'll probably see Caleb Rose back up here around lap 15, but Bradley Ream up front, looking to lead a lap here over Daniel Bouchard. Fastest lap of the race so far belongs to the man who started 42nd, Charlie Davenport, in that 98 machine. Been able to get it back down to 2 wide for now. We go to the back end of the field, and Matthew Hubert having an issue in the 23 machine. He's fallen off pace just a little bit, and by a little bit I mean about 10 car lengths. Looks like he and Alex Sanvitale may have had an issue in the 96. Sanvitale, who is right now 2nd to last in points. Trying to get back up here as he's 2nd to last on the racetrack. Mitchell Collins, who started this race in 4th, now in 40th. I'm liking this strategy from Collins, however. Going to the tail end of the field here. You're going to be able to, if you have a big one, which you very well could here in the next couple of laps, the way these guys have been racing, as the majority of the field will go back to being 3 wide. You don't want to be caught up in it. You want to have as much time to avoid an accident as you can, and that's exactly what's going through the mind of Mitchell Collins right now. It's a veteran move from a veteran driver. Matt Wolf is also a veteran driver, but his balls to the wall approach puts him to the race lead in car number 38. The field continues to drag in a little bit off of the corner, similar to what we saw in the Indianapolis 500. About 2 weeks ago at this point, a couple of days after I've recorded this, congratulations to Alexander Palou for winning the 109th Indianapolis 500. The MVCS field will be having a 500-mile race at the Brickyard of their own later on this season, a couple of weeks before the chase will start in mid-August. Juan Rodriguez looking to put his name back in victory circle here at the Diamond Ridge Superspeedway. Got his first ever win of his MVCS career here over Owen Miles. Like we said in the pre-race show, won that race by 23 one-thousandths of a second. That and last year's margin, the two closest finishes at the Cup level here. He'll go to the low side of Matt Wolf. Nathan Stapleton will tuck back below him, and he'll sell him a dummy. 3 wide for the top spot once again. And who's going to get hung out to dry is the million-dollar question. I believe the answer to that question is going to be Matt Wolf. Nearly some contact with him and Logan Williams. They're able to keep it straight. That was a dangerous moment there between a couple of dodges. But they're able to keep it straight for now as we work on lap number 13. And that's about as close as it gets without junk in the whole field here. So Wolf will fall back in the boondocks in the 38 machine. His American Motorsports teammate will go to the front. Dano Georgi now with no help in the middle. He'll get sucked out to dry. Now the high lane transition down to the middle for a brief moment. Angel Gutierrez up to the front of this field in the 28 machine. 2 laps to go in stage number 1 next time by. It is just about anybody's race here for stage number 1. 4 wide, nearly back in there. Reggie Fogelman thought about making it 4 wide between Barretto and Rowe. And finally back down to 3 wide for now. I guarantee you that's not going to stay. Braden Perez making some moves to the front end of this field. I'm going to say either Perez or Dylan Matthews would be my pick to win stage number 1 here. See who it is next time by. Keegan Thompson right now shows the way. Esteban Lasser right behind him in the 64. Logan Alexander right behind them, so it's a Chevrolet, 2 Fords, and 2 Toyotas. Make that 3 Toyotas, 4 Toyotas. The top 6 cars on the inside lane, and they're chugging to the front end of this field. Final lap here in stage number 1. Keegan Thompson leads them to the line. Who leads them back is anybody's guess. Here comes the 64 of Lasser looking for 10 bonus points. Like we said in the pre-race show, he's looking for the points lead coming into today. Alex Lozano not too far back in that 11 car. He's in that black and purple FedEx machine about 2/3 of the way through the field. Lasser looking to block high. Can he block low once again? Coming back down to the low side is Logan Alexander. Help from Braden Perez. Does Perez go with the 58 machine? He doesn't have much of a choice. Alexander blocking the low line. Coming off of turn number 5. One final shot for Braden Perez. Takes it down to the low side. But the man who last went to Gatorade Victory Lane here 1 year ago will pick up right where he left off. Stage number 1 will go to Logan Alexander. We begin stage 2 here, and Logan Alexander immediately will hit the escape key and go to the tail end of the field here. Falling back on that outside lane. In case you're just tuning in, you haven't missed anything just yet. Caution-free opening stage here at the Diamond Ridge Superspeedway. Logan Alexander just won stage number 1 last time by. Stage number 2 will get set and going here. Nearly 3 wide for the top spot that last time by, but it'll be won by Dylan Matthews there. Sporting a new Family Guy decal on the front end of that Hers Toyota Camry for Otter Island Motorsports. The Griffin family trying to go to Gatorade Victory Lane here. Dylan Matthews, your Daytona 500 champion for this season, looking for her second win of 2025. Both of them, she's able to win here today. Both of them would come on super speedways. Alexander Rowe in that 84 car looking for his second win as well. We'll go to the high side there. Durrani looking down low in that 86 car. Side by side, a dead heat between Durrani and Fitzy there. Right at the stripe, but it's going to be Durrani there by about 2 1,000ths of a second. Talking about Alexander Rose looking for his first oval win here. Not only on the NBCS circuit, but also just here on the NASRN in general. He's got 2 wins under his belt so far this season. Both of them have come on road courses. You had the Napa, California Grand Prix at the Willow Springs International back in February for the FMGTC. Won the GT Daytona class race for that. And won back a couple of weeks ago at the Bridgehampton race circuit. The FMGTC will return to Bridgehampton in October. Alexander Rowe looking to go 2 for 2 on Long Island here, but that is then, this is now, and he's looking for a good run this afternoon. Caleb Rose back to the top spot. A little bit later than we anticipated. We thought it would be around lap 15 or 16. We're on lap 19, but nonetheless the pole sitter back to the front end of this field, led that last lap by 1 1,000th of a second over the 86 of Durrani. Rose now shows the way. He's got his team owner right behind him, looking to fend off some other drivers. Like the 16 of Danny Fallington, pokes his nose to the inside. Doesn't have any help from his manufacturer teammate of Cole Sampson. Not just yet. Caleb Rose protects down low. He'll hold out Brennan Wilmington just a little bit. Wilmington trying to find the bottom lane. He'll stay up high, and everybody's seeing a little bit of a gap in the action towards the front end of this field, making a beeline to the front here on lap number 20. Approaching the midway point of today's race, and no real need to have a full field rundown with how often these drivers are switching positions. 3 wide once again, as Caleb Rose will come around here to lead lap number 20. To get yet another lap logged here. Out front, now, don't wait now, here comes Riley Sampson. And car number 24, both Sampson brothers making their presence known towards the front end of the field here at Diamond Ridge. Rowe right behind Sampson in that 84 machine. Here comes Matthew Hubert, who we thought had a little bit of an issue earlier on in the race. He's back inside here. Just inside the top 10, Bruno Diacomo trying to fight him for that spot there as they go through the corner. Michael Lewis and Logan Williams, the tail end of the field right now as they just cross the start-finish line. And like we said, everybody, well, that time by was a little bit strung out, but we saw it at one point, everybody within a second and a half of one another, and we nearly saw a second and a quarter that last time by, the whole field flying by here, 212 miles an hour, the average speed. These guys going about 218 down the back straightaway. All 42 cars remaining in this race so far. Rolling a little bit jittery there as the field goes 3 wide. We saw Toby Murphy ping-ponging a little bit in car number 20. 4 wide. Hold on to your butts, ladies and gentlemen. Rogel Dorn gets turned to the inside in the 27. He's going to come back up the racetrack. Corey Case is into it, so is Michael Lewis. Gets caught by Rogel Dorn at the last second. Did Corey Case get back on the road in time? He did. Yellow flag is out, and it indeed is. Oh my goodness, I thought Corey Case just kamikazed the field, but it was Michael Lewis who got destroyed by the 27 of Rogel Dorn. And we're under the caution flag for the first time this afternoon. They'll race it back to the line. And just when I thought we were going to have green flag pit stops, look at that race back. Who won that time by? It was the 62 of Brennan Wilmington winning by just a couple thousandths there. We got to take a look at that. 5 1,000ths of a second the gap that time by. Wilmington will win the race to the line by just that much. Goodness gracious. As the field backs it down, and for Michael Lewis, it has been a tough rookie season for that the driver of that 90 car. Rogel Dorn, who is having a strong run, he'll go to the garage area. And now we are under caution for the first time today here after an accident on lap number 22. And it's feeding time on the pit lane. These guys were about 7 laps away from having to come down the pit lane. Brenna Wilmington will lead the field into the service area, and I gotta be honest, the amount of work that I did so these guys could properly pit under the green flag without getting speeding penalties, and then it just to have a caution here, kind of frustrating, but nonetheless, Brenna Wilmington will take 4 tires here in that 62 machine. We'll see if anybody elects to only take 2 here. And it's only going to be right sides going on. The 62 of Brennan Wilmington. Does anybody take 4 tires is going to be the $1 million question. Wilmington's got to be careful being right behind the 38 of Matt Wolf, who will find his pit stall easily. Alexander Rowe will come off of the pit lane first ahead of Brennan Wilmington. Caught his right side Hoosiers on nice and orderly. A little bit of a shuffle. Everybody coming off of the pit lane there. Thomas Troxel will gain a couple of spots there in car number 00. Carson Miller loses a couple. No really big takers here. Risk takers, I should say, and trouble for Matthew Huber this time. He's in a world of hurt. Looks like he got run to the back end by the 97 of Nathan Stapleton. So both Vision Motorsports cars with issues here this afternoon. A tough day for Matthew Huber, just got a lot worse. But Alexander Rowe won the race off of the pit lane here. We're going to take a look and see what happened to all these drivers, and by all I mean just 2. With Corey Case, who I can't believe that Corey Case somehow got back on the road there in that 63. Trying to see where he is. He is in 10th right now. Believe he might be a little bit higher than that. I believe he is in 10th. I believe that Corey Case is indeed in 10th. We'll get the official scoring in just a moment, but we're going to quickly see what happened to bring out the first caution of the afternoon here at Diamond Ridge. So we saw this 4 wide develop pretty much the second that it started. It started with Rogel Dorn getting hooked in the left rear by Corey Case in the 63, and Dorn is going to go for a wild ride right into the inside wall where there's no safer barrier, hits that driver's side exponentially hard. He's going to drive back up the racetrack, and we were focused with Corey Case because we thought that was just going to be a kamikaze mission, but Case was able to get back on the racetrack nice and orderly. Same could unfortunately not be said for Rogel Dorn. Comes back up, is looking to merge back in, and just clipped the last car in line, Michael Lewis. Nowhere to go for the 90 car, and he hit absolutely hard there in that JBL Ford Fusion. A couple of blue ovals, making some hard contact there. You see the entire front end of that JBL Fusion just completely smushed in. All the oil leaking out. We're going to have an extended yellow here potentially. And somehow, Rogel Dorn, after getting absolutely rear end lifted off the ground there in that 27 WeatherTech Fusion, was able to drive it to the garage area. He and Michael Lewis will be the only 2 cars knocked out of the race so far here. Violent crash on lap number 22. We'll take a couple other looks at it here, starting with Michael Lewis. Following along with Michael Lewis, he sees the 27 car coming back up the racetrack and did not think he was going to come up in time, and just a titanic shot there for the driver of that 90 car. It's not what you want, and it's the last car in line, and of course got gobsmacked there by that 27 machine. One final look of it, following along with Rogel Dorn, gets turned down to the inside, hits the wall hard, Corey Case merges back into traffic, and Rogaldorn slides right up in front of Michael Lewis. Debris going all over the place, and the yellow flag immediately displayed for a violent crash here on lap number 22. Alexander Rowe won the race off the pit lane. We'll see what that 84 car is able to do here in the waning stages of Stage 2 here at the Cracker Barrel Volunteer 500. And we are back here at the Diamond Ridge Super Speedway, cleaning up caution number 1 of the afternoon. You see the 27 and the 90 cars, the only 2 machines that are out of this race. A couple of cars making some contact on the pit lane there. Alexander Rowe will be your race leader here as we go back through the gears, coming around to 5 laps to go in stage number 2, I should say. Rowe was able to try to get the job done there in stage number 1. And Alexander Rowe peeks down to the low side here. We'll see the green flag. We're back underway. Top 5 going through the gears were Rowe, Wilmington, Miles, Fallington, and Crown Jr. And indeed, Corey Case does start back inside of the top 10 after we thought he took out the rest of the field, was able to get back on the road, and hey, he's going to be in contention for potentially this stage win here, but we're going to focus, he's going to try to focus on the race win, the stage win at hand as well. His TRD Gazoo Racing teammate will go to the high side there of Caleb Rose. It's on for the race lead with 5 to go here in stage number 2. Nathan Stapleton and Matthew Huber remaining on the pit lane. Trouble for both of those drivers. Alexander Rowe continues to lead in the 84 car. Right behind him is Owen Miles, who came up 1 position short here 3 years ago, back in 2022. Underneath of Juan Rodriguez, who's trying to make his way to the front end of the field as well. And some damage to Reggie Fogelman's front end there in the 3 machine. I think he may have been the one to run in the back of the 23 of Matthew Hubert. So that'll just make things a little bit more interesting here. A little bit more spread out. So Alexander Rowe continues to lead 3 wide in the back there, coming off of turn number 4. John Andrews pokes his nose to the low side. Carson Miller right behind him in the 8 machine. Miller looking for his 2nd win of the season. Andrews looking for his 1st win since New Jersey in 2021. He's down to the low side in car number 7. 3 laps to go here in stage numero 2. That's that 7 car, lead to the 8 car and the 63 to complete the bottom row. Andrews flying the Barstool colors here in that 7 machine. He's able to try to get the win at Bridgehampton, but it just came up a little bit short with pit strategy. He is here today getting the job done here for Barstool Sports. Love to get the win. Again, Corey Case, now he's pinned to the high side now, so he's probably not going to get to the race lead anytime soon, but he was able to get up to 4th that last time by. Well, the outside lane developing just a little bit for the 63 team. We'll have to see if he's able to continue it. Case is going to fall back in the 63, and he'll likely go to the boondocks. Lap and a half to go in stage number 1, stage 2. 4 tires going around there for the 23 of Hubert and the 97 of Stapleton, and I don't believe anybody took 4 tires that was on the lead lap here, so again, fastest 4-tire pit stop will get 5 bonus points. Both those drivers are out and away, but they are both 4 laps down. Final lap here in stage number 2. And after that, it is a race to the end here with 17 laps to go. Cole Sampson putting himself in prime position, trying to get a stage win here in that 5 car. Hasn't had a stage win yet this season. Bradley Ream is underneath of him in car number 2. He might have a little bit of a ledge to the inside. 5 machine protects the top. Here comes Ream down to the low side. He has been having he had a great points day at Charlotte a couple of weeks ago. He's looking to get this stage 2 win here. He's caught in the middle. Does he get back down to the low side in time? Yes, he does. Here comes Keegan Thompson down low, side by side for the race lead. And the stage 2 win will go to the 2 machine of Bradley Ream. You see the results there on your screen, and it is now the witching hour here at the Diamond Ridge Super Speedway. 16 laps to go in the Cracker Barrel Volunteer 500. It is still anybody's race up inside this entire lead pack. 23 in the 97 coming off of the pit lane, and Reggie Fogelman has fallen off. When does the lead pack catch up to those drivers will be the million-dollar question. We have no idea. Stapleton and Hubert right now coming off of turn number 2 in the field, going through turn 1 right now, so it may be soon. It definitely will be before this race ends here. We'll just have to wait and see. Esteban Lasser to the point. Toby Murphy looking underneath of him in the 20. Those 2 drivers still in search of their first wins here at the Cup level. Behind them, a couple of veterans of the Cup Series. Keegan Thompson looking for win number 8. Ryan Durrani looking for win number 7, if I'm not mistaken. In that 86 car, a brand new single car team there for Ryan Durrani. Durrani looking for win number 8, I should say. Win number 6 of his NBCS career. Win number 8 all-time would tie him with both Keegan Thompson and Eric Monaco as the all-time winningest driver on the North American Sim Racing Network. Durrani, Gordon, Murphy 3 wide for the top spot. Gordon will take that spot away, and now the field goes back down to being 3 wide here. Coming around to about 13 laps to go this next time by. Everybody know that it's go time here. They're shoving their pots into the corner. That's exactly what Dylan Matthews is doing in that 75. She'll saunter to the front. 3 by 3 wide throughout the entirety of this field. Sam Vitale to the low side in car number 96. Dead heat at the line. Just barely edging it out there was the 75 of Matthews over the 96 of Sam Vitale. Reggie Fogelman might be caught up to by these lap down cars. I don't know what the issue is with Nathan Stapleton. I believe he may have broke something under the caution flag. These guys are going through turn 5 right now as the field goes through turn 3. They might not catch up to them before maybe 2 laps to go. Check back in every so often. Here's Juan Rodriguez to the front in car number 48. 3 wide, maybe 4 wide behind them. They file it back down. Rodriguez will come around here to lead a lap. I believe Alexander Rowe has locked up the most laps led the way that this pack has been cycling. Oklahoma land rush for the front end of this field. Looking at 3 by 3 wide going down the back straightaway. These guys racing like they're Indy cars at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, or rather at the Pocono Raceway. IndyCar is forbidden to go, unfortunately, as a native of the tri-state area. I wish that IndyCar, now with the aero screens, IndyCar could return to the tricky triangle, but wishful thinking for a return to the ABC Supply Co. 500. We'll have to see what's in the cards for IndyCar over the next couple of seasons. Of course, with the new network deal with Fox, you could see Fox maybe persuade IndyCar to return to the tricky triangle with the new safety measures on all the cars. We'll just have to wait and see, but that's open wheel American racing. And this is closed wheel stock car racing here in the heart of Tennessee. 10 laps to go this next time by here. Angel Gutierrez looks to the inside of Campbell Marsh. Ooh, a little bit of ping pong in there between Alexander and Collins. With 10 laps to go, My pick right now, I'm going to pick Esteban Leclerc to end up potentially winning this race if this goes caution-free. I highly doubt that it is going to, because goodness gracious, these guys are racing like there's no tomorrow, and it might not be a tomorrow for some of these guys' championship hopes. You know, you want to be able to kickstart your season in the late stages. That's exactly what we saw with Logan Alexander in this race 1 year ago. And hey, he was able to get another win at Pocono, was able to get his way into the chase via the wild card with 2 wins. Caleb Rose looking to kickstart his season. Brennan Wilmington looking to end an 0 for 90 streak. Alex Lozano looking for win number 2 here in 2025. And we've had, what, 13 races, 14 races so far here in 2025? We've yet to have a repeat winner here so far this season. We've had 14 different winners, excuse me. Trying to do the number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14 different winners. Logan Alexander being the most recent here. If Alexander's able to get a win, you know, that would essentially potentially lock him up as a wild card favorite. Oh, and trouble in the back, and Esteban Leclerc nearly got taken out by Toby Murphy. Those two making contact, they keep it straight. Well, that's one way to get to the inside lane for both of those cars. We'll have to see what the aerodynamic damage is for both of them, however. They are able to keep it on the racetrack for now. 7 laps to go. Next time by, Alexander Rowe has been the dominant car out front for the majority of this race so far today. And these guys are rapidly catching up to the 3 of Reggie Fogelman. It's not going to be long before we're going to have some lap traffic in the way of all of these drivers at the front end of this field. Eric Monaco looking for win number 2. Monaco, your Atlanta winner, down to the low side. Thomas Troxel looking to end fairly long winless streak there in that 00 car. 7 to go here from Diamond Ridge. Bruno Diacomo looking to be the second rookie this season to end up with their first career win. Diacomo to the low side. Daniel Bouchard right behind him. John Andrews to boot. Corey Case back at the front end of this field, coming around. 5 laps to go. Rather, 6 laps to go this next time by. Fogelman is there at the start-finish line. These guys just now going through the auto zone straight away between 4 and 5. Gap right now, Fogelman behind by about 35 seconds that last time by. These guys running about 45 seconds. I don't know if they're going to be 45 seconds for long. They are packing it in very, very deep. Everybody knows that it's time to make your way to the front end of this field. If you want a good finish, if you want to get the win, it is still anybody's race. Corey Case at the front of this field. He'll be going to the boondocks soon. Still liking where Leclerc and Murphy are right now on that inside lane. Did they make their move a little too soon is the question, and where do the lap down cars go is the other $1 million question that we have got to answer. 35 seconds back there, so losing about a second a lap is Reggie Fogelman. He's about 10 seconds in front of these guys. He's caught up. He's got a little bit of drafting help with the 97 and the 23. And again, we could very well see the yellow flag come out, and oh boy, it nearly came out there. What a save, and around goes the back end of the field. It's the big one as Fallington up nearly into the grandstands, and a massive crash on the back straightaway. Wilmington, Rose, Leclerc, Murphy, Alexander, Sampson, among a junkyard of cars taken out here. A late race yellow on the back straightaway, and they could not do that for long. No, they could not. Yellow flag is on the speedway. This could set up a green-white checkered finish. Leclerc destroyed in the 64. Same thing with a lot of other cars. Eric Monaco was in that, I believe, Logan Williams caught a piece in the 17. Davenport's destroyed. Sampson's destroyed. Not a whole lot of cars left to have a competitive race here. A big crash on the back straightaway. The field waits for the pace car. We'll have to see if anybody comes back down the pit lane. Both Sampson brothers destroyed here. Caleb Rose, the pole sitter, grenading it down this front straightaway. So the pace car catches up to the 8 of Carson Miller. He will stay out here. And we'll have a couple of takers down the pit lane, and these guys are all just taking out a big crash there. And I thought Danny Fallington was over the wall and into the grandstands. We could have had a tow car incident, if you will. But a big crash to put us under the caution flag for the second time this afternoon. Carson Miller leads them around here, and we got to take a couple of looks at the biggest crash of the season so far. That is an assurity here at the Diamond Ridge Superspeedway. So this was all the way for the battle for 12th, as Esteban Lasser is going to get tagged by Toby Murphy, who those two cars had tagged each other prior. Lasser moves up the racetrack, clips the left rear of Bruno Diacomo, who goes down to the grass to do some agricultural work. I believe he was able to drive away nice and orderly. Lasser trying to recollect his car, makes a rookie mistake, overcorrects it a little too much high. And Cole Sampson is going to right rear the 64 into the rest of the field, and it's pretty much on from there. Davenport and Murphy get turned. Cole Sampson nowhere to go. Alex Lozano nowhere to go. And actually, Giacomo goes back up the racetrack and collects about half a dozen other cars, and it is on from there. Look at that 16 machine, nearly out of the park. I keep telling track personnel they've got to put some sort of catch fence back in here, and it is just on from here. Fallington is nearly back on the safer barrier once again. Caleb Rose is in it. Diacomo's destroyed. Several cars just going around. I think the 28 was able to get through relatively unscathed. Same thing cannot be said for Brennan Wilmington. That's 2 Pacific Racing cars caught up in this incident. Another piece there for Bruno Diacomo as he gets smashed there. And Logan Alexander is not going to make it. 3 races, 1 here at the Diamond Ridge Superspeedway. He's shovel-nosed in that Celsius 58. Fallington's destroyed. Diacomo's destroyed. Somehow, Lasser is able to drive that 64 car back to the garage area. Murphy is destroyed. Williams is destroyed. 2/3 of the Stealth Motorsports camp taken out in this wreck. 2/3 of the Appleseed Racing camp taken out. 2/3 of the Pacific Racing camp was taken out. Not what you want here. A couple of single car teams were taken out as well. We'll take another look at this here, and we got to get back to the end of this race, but goodness gracious. You talk about the big one, that was the big one here, coming off of turn 2. Following with Esteban Lasser, turns 1 car, then turns himself. Diacomo gets hooked, and the tail end of the field just pretty much accordions in. Not much else to really write home about. A couple more cars get involved, and all but 3 were able to drive away from the accident scene, but we are going to have a lot of cars knocked out of this race. Carson Miller won the race back to the pit lane in that 8 machine. See what he's able to do here as we clean up the big one here on lap number 43 or 46 here at Diamond Ridge. We return to the Diamond Ridge Superspeedway, cleaning up our second caution of the afternoon. Taking a look at all the cars that were knocked out from that wreck. Danny Fallington all the way up to Logan Alexander taken out here. We are going to have a 2-lap dash to the end here. It's not overtime, but it's pretty darn close. Your top 5. Carson Miller looking for his second win of the season. Ryan Durrani looking to tie history. Dano Georgi looking for his second win of the season. Igor Beretta looking for win number 2. And Matt Wolf looking for a little bit of history of his own in car number 38. It'll be 2 laps to go. The stick's high in the air this time by. The pace car is down the pit lane. Dropping down to take the field through the race's restart zone is Carson Miller. Green flag back out in the air here. 2 laps to go here at Diamond Ridge. Miller with a good jump on the restart there. Ryan Durrani right behind him in the 86. Nobody making a move just yet. Here comes Durrani down to the low side. He's got to have a 13 car with him. That's Igor Barreto looking for his 2nd career win. Durrani may have played a little bit too early. Here's Bradley Ream down low. Elijah Gordon with both MHE guys running nose to tail for a brief moment. Ream has got no help with him teammates-wise, and he is the lone bow tie in a sea of Dodges and Toyotas. Barreto down to the low side here. Coming around to take the white flag. One more time around the Diamond Ridge Superspeedway. Igor Barreto leads them to the white, who will lead them to the checkered flag. Barreto will lead the field going through turn number 1. Going through turn 2 is going to be a completely different story. Bradley Ream right behind him. Here's Elijah Gordon back in 3rd. Daniel Bouchard back to help. Here they come. Half a lap to go here on the bell lap of the Cracker Barrel Volunteer 500. Barreto trying to clear Bradley Ream, who's looking for a ledge down to the inside. Ream looking for a little bit of room. He's got help from Elijah Gordon from behind. Here's Bradley Ream down to the low side of that Shell Pennzoil number 2. Through turn number 4 through the AutoZone straightaway for the final time. It's Ream. He's down the low side. Elijah Gordon's right behind him. Gordon looking for one last move. Right at the start-finish line. Bradley Ream by a nose gets the job done at Diamond Ridge. Second win of the season couldn't come any closer than that. For the driver of the Shell Pennzoil number 2, Bradley Ream gets the job done. 31 1/1000ths of a second over Elijah Gordon. Gordon trying to make his move right at the last second. And the standings become official here. Bradley Ream is your winner. How about that? CPR gets their 3rd win of the season. 2 of them coming with Bradley Ream. Igor Barreto, heartbreak there for the driver of that 13 car. No, he wanted to try to get the job done, but it just couldn't come in time. He's going to have to settle for 3rd as Elijah Gordon is 2nd. Barreto 3rd, Bouchard 4th, Ryan Durrani round out your top 5. Marsh, Perez, Miller, Matthews, and George are your top 10. As we take a look at everybody that was knocked out of this race here. 31 cars finished the race on the lead lap. 33 of them finished the race in total. Alex Lozano was able to salvage a 25th place run in that number 11 car, so he will likely retain the points lead. Let's see where Alexander Rowe finished there. Rowe is in 15th, so not terrible. But for Bradley Ream, last lap pass here at the Diamond Ridge Superspeedway. He'll get his 2nd win of 2025. And it is party time there in the CPR crew. Able to get a top 15 of his, top 30 finish was Eric Monaco, and Reggie Fogelman was a couple laps down that 3 machine. So Bradley Ream able to take home a trophy for Chevy Power Racing. Goodness gracious, what a race that was. And yeah, it's going to translate over to Pocono, another technically super speedway, but Pocono is going to be a race of attrition on its own, and that will be on next week here in the North American Sim Racing Network. Bradley Ream is your winner by 31 thousandths of a second over Elijah Gordon here, and that's going to do it from the Diamond Ridge Super Speedway. Congratulations once again to Bradley Ream for winning the Cracker Barrel Volunteer 500. We'll wash, rinse, repeat, and do it again next week east side of the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. The Jack Frost Big Boulder Ski Resort 400 at the Pocono Raceway airs at noon Eastern on Saturday, June 14th, right here on the NESRN. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after race 15 of the 2025 NBCS season. And from Smyrna, Tennessee, on behalf of the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. Have a great weekend, folks. We'll see you next week at the Tricky Triangle.